Lastly, to my friend Charlie Kirk. Rest now, brother. We have the watch, and I'll see you in Valhalla.
Hello Truth Seekers, this video is more or less a follow-up of the previous video titled Boone Cutler Passing in a Knight Saves a King Synchronicity. I'll also explore a few additional topics, so we'll start with this. This was presented to us as a photo of Tyler Robinson in his home with a image, a specific island on his computer screen. Tyler's a prime suspect for hitting Charlie Kirk with a .30-06 in the neck, allegedly. Candace Owen provided an exclusive photo from her research showing the alleged assailant at a Dairy Queen just hours after the assassination. He's wearing a similar colored shirt to the photo I showed you. So here's this person in his room with this interesting background image to help with matching if this is the correct person. Notice the relatively high set lower lip to the bottom of the chin. That is sort of evident here. Someone's noticed this odd coincidence with other previous assailants having a relatively higher set lower lip to the bottom of the chin. This account, it goes by K4230, brought something to my attention that's quite interesting. September 16th, I posted Valhalla with the room picture I just showed you and a Google Earth screenshot of a location, which I'll show you. So this image goes to this location, which I'll zoom in on. It's in New Zealand, and it's called the Goat Island Marine Reserve. So I'm scrolling in down to it now. And here's the image. So there's this place, quite a coincidence, called Valhalla Danish House. Now, assuming I have the right location, Valhalla is a Danish society coastal retreat at Ley, 1 hour drive from Auckland. It's not just a summer house, it's a house that features a large fireplace and a lounge and provides warmth for those cold winter months. 7 bedrooms, with 2 beds to 5, can comfortably sleep 27 people. So I don't take it that this is like a safe house where the performers go to hide from scrutiny at the completion of the false events. And I say that because why send them on the other side of the world? Like, New Zealand's very far away from the theater. Anyhow, K4230 shared with me an article of something that happened just a day later after I posted that. Missing diver rescued after 3 hours adrift at Goat Island Marine Reserve north of Auckland. A diver drifting in dark waters off the Goat Island Marine Reserve has been rescued after going missing for hours last night. The rescuer says the diver was in remarkably good shape after the ordeal and was able to climb off the rescue craft despite more than 3 hours in the water. Kawu Coast Guard President Paul Steinkamp told the Herald they received a call out just after 9 p.m. We had what we call an urgent page, which means that there's potentially life in the danger. He was an experienced diver. He was certainly well kitted out. He didn't panic, and basically he did all the right things. Rescuer skipper Delma Wilson said that Police Eagle helicopter had located the diver north of the island. She said the diver was spotted swimming on a surface, making no headway. So all in all, I wouldn't say this is a very significant rescue story. However, a source who indicated he was in the know of things claimed that certain articles will get put out at certain times, and these articles contain code language. They are worded in such a way to convey messages to others in the know. I was told to pay attention to numbers specifically. So here we have 90 minutes before rescuers were alerted. So is 90 a significant number? We also have 9 p.m. the time of the article's publication, 4:21 a.m. I imagine at times there are certain words that could be encoded in certain ways. Take Ley Wharf, for instance, and this is an example of a search for such. So now we'll talk about Boone Cutler, who recently passed. In a previous video, I showed you this post. It's a post where Boone says, "Fight the king," and it shows a picture of a knight on a chessboard. There was a quote I thought Boone had made, but actually I misattributed the quote. The account that made the post apparently deleted itself. It's hard to believe as it is. But me being somewhat of a pessimist, I assumed that this could happen, so I went ahead and took a screen cap of the post. I'm glad I did. So the poster was Sydney Brewer, and the exact post was, "There's always a bigger move. Sometimes you gotta sacrifice a knight to save the king." A winky face. September 6th. And then September 11th. Everyone said I was losing my mind a couple of days ago. Maybe this post will make more sense to you all now. But what is very significant is not just this post, but the claims of the account. So this particular poster was sharing some information about correcting your status in a concept of general confusion legally with regards to what is a citizen versus a national, etc. as Penny has brought to my attention a few times, the crown. It was sort of as if Donald Trump was the king when he went over to England. On the 17th, the White House posted 2 crowns and shows King George and Donald Trump standing next to one another. So this is the White House endorsing the idea of Trump as king. Thank you. In this post, Fight the King, Boone Cutler presented a future projection. Apparently this was dated February 8, 2014. I'll read a section from it. Now they will finance the next leg of the journey with corporate-sponsored global communism wrapped with a bow and marked conscious capitalism. Themes of the next 60 years in America will be do your part, feel better about yourself, do charity, and you can make a difference. You should pay it forward for peace and to end hunger. All that will sound like religion for real people that really care. America's natural overwhelming susceptibility is guilt. They'll turn guilt into action for charity, so workers happily accept less. And so here he projected his fear. They do not want families to become tribes or clans, then societies, and so on until the physical world is bold again. But if we don't, the natural outcome of this conscious capitalism will lead to one very rich king, CEO, that will own and run the world with a private modern drone UAV army. So in the end, he advocates fighting back through quietly teaching self-reliance or take bets on who the king will be. In the previous video, I showed you that there was a chessboard motif used in the 4th POG video that also included a highlight or accentuation of the knight. The United States and the world continues to mourn the death of Charlie Kirk. I don't know that he's the knight. I do wonder. Now going back to Boone Cutler regarding how he passed away, the person operating his account posted today clarifying, Boone did not pass of a heart attack. We only got cause of death yesterday. His death has not been released. It was a very common way we lose combat veterans. We are leaving it to Miss Boone to share that when she is ready. So I don't really know the cause, but I do wonder if it has to do with exposure to depleted uranium. There's a lot of war online regarding who's trustworthy in the aftermath of Charlie's death. Here's the battle between Tim Miller and Megyn Kelly. She quotes him, he thinks we are the ones responsible for pushing this country towards a civil war. The absolute gall. Candace Owens has had some of the most successful streams I've ever seen, and she's being attacked pretty relentlessly. Here's 0 Hour. I stand with Charlie. Done watching. And so this account has blocked Candace Owens on X. Ashton Forbes, who's been quite relentless, is excited about it, and others have decided to block Candace as a response to their influencer. Interesting and sad stuff. Laura Loomer is a rather influential account on X who's been going at Candace all day. Here she says, as a part of her grift to monetize the passing of her best friend Charlie, Candace Owens is selling a C_A line of merchandise called the Candace Intelligence Agency, which rips off the C_A and logo. Is this a felony? And then she tags this C_A. I will just mention a few things. There were a lot of unusual gestures that were caught in the events that led up to the passing of Charlie Kirk, such as this gesture that you see this man doing here that some claim is a palm weapon. Not that I can really believe that, but that's just what some are claiming. I think this might be an example of not NILC action. That is, events transpiring in such a way where unusual behaviors occur to divert people's attention for the harvesting of loosh. Or you might say it's the devil's agenda. Or maybe we'll actually find that this video is significant at some point. Who knows? It's important to keep an open mind. Lockheed Martin has produced this post of a plasma stating, it's almost here. You won't want to miss this. And it shows a logo of a skunk. I asked Grok what this means. Do you know what the company is hinting at here? And it told me that it relates to this craft called the SR-72 hypersonic aircraft capable of Mach 6 speeds for reconnaissance and strike missions. It's nicknamed the son of Blackbird, and it succeeds the SR-71. It began its development in 2013 with plans for a 2025 prototype demonstration. There is speculation that the post may tie to fusion propulsion, linking to Lockheed's ongoing compact fusion reactor efforts that began in 2014. Is this plasma time? As far as the compact fusion reactor idea, there is this post by OG Whispersnapper. I'll read these specs. Lockheed said the test reactor is only 2 meters long by 1 meter wide, far smaller than existing research reactors. The program could produce a reactor that might fit in a tractor trailer and produce 100 megawatts of power. He notes that Lockheed Martin has been updating their fusion reactor page throughout time. Here are some images to establish that the logo is official. Here's another example of the logo. It appeared on a hat as well. With that, I'll end this video, but I'll just comment before leaving that the influencer warfare that we're seeing, some of it may be gray warfare where you have people who play certain roles. I kind of wonder that about Nick Fuentes especially, but also have to add Laura Loomer to that speculation. And maybe Ashton Forbes. On the other hand, just looking at all of this dogpiling, you do wonder if they're afraid of the message. I guess we'll see. There's a lot more I could probably say here, but I'm just going to go ahead and end the video on this. An old post from Trump 2013, move slowly, carefully, and then strike like the fastest animal on the planet. And then below that, you have this unfortunate video that keeps appearing in my timeline. Not the fastest animal on the planet,